Football. You're pissing me off. These referees, man, cannot be consistent to save their lives. But let's compartmentalize. Welcome to this free flowing Friday. Thank you. Give me my football. December 12th, 2025 is so 349 a D-Lo show. I'll say this is season finale because I'll give this a season finale burn because this is a season finale. On season 12 finale. I was like, what season we at? Season 12. We'll give you 12. Um, let's go. Let's get into football, man, because I didn't make my pick. Well, I didn't make my pick last night, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's skim this one. We'll skim through week 15. No, week 14, because pissing you off. It seems like every Thanksgiving tradition with the Lions and the Cowboys, them playing on Thanksgiving, they got running back to the next Thursday. And this one was a high school one, 44-30. Jahmyr Gibbs ran in 3 touchdowns. Goff threw over 300 yards in a TD. Montgomery ran one as well. 4 rushing TDs from the run game, and they was able to get the win. James Williams led the way in yards reception, 7 for 96. Amon-Ra, 6 for 92. Gibbs, 7 for 77. And Isaac Tesla got the TD. Ryan Branch would call the phone for defense, and he had 5 sacks. 3 from Al-Qadim Muhammad, Aleem McNeil, and Jack Campbell had 12 tackles as well. Some nice legs. And the picks from Detroit from Derek Barnes and DJ Reed. Is that to get active a little bit. As for the Cowboys, Dak, he threw over 350 yards, 376 TD with 2 picks. Javonte Williams had 67 yards in TD. C-Land had 6 for 121. Ryan Flournoy, he got extra burn because CD got hurt in this one. 9 for 115 in a TD. Man, let's say, where we at? Jake Ferguson, 558. I'm on the Weather Channel. I'm just bored. I'm just having this in the background. Jake Ferguson lost the fumble, and he recovered his own too, but he lost one. But we covered that fumble. It was probably from Pickens, more likely. And they only had 1 sack from James Houston. I was saying, you laid it Justin Houston in any kind of fashion? I mean, interesting he was. But I didn't switch this pick at the last moment. Let's get the one that pissed me off the most. The Ravens and the freaking Steelers. Just like always, they always get the bullshit. They get all of the non-beat. They get all the calls, bro. Bro. First of all, why was Darren Rodgers ducking under the defensive lineman like he freaking, like it's 2011? I'm like, what the we ain't seen him move like that since back then. How the heck did he maneuver like that? Like he swim like, oh heck nah. And then he ran one in the end zone. I'm like, oh hell no. Nah. What the is going on? Like, bro, I was already angry. We had a field goal to start the drive, start the game. Then they came back with that double check, ran in for the TD. Then they bullshit us again. We held it down. We was down 10-3. We let them kick a field goal, 13-3. But then they call a penalty on our D lineman because it was unnecessary roughing the snap of the holder. The snapper. When no one was even in this airspace. One was right there, but he didn't really go at. He was going at the guy was next to him. They didn't really make contact like that. But they gave him the first out because I think it was less than 5 yards. So they get the first, and then they score again with Kenneth Gainwell, touchdown. I'm like, what the? Come on. So we down 73. I'm like, all right. Right foot in the half, L Boogie. looked more comfortable out there, a little bit more comfortable. He did share early. He threw to Jace Pierre. That's how they got the quick touchdown drive because he threw a pick. He threw a pick to his cousin. But he came back the next drive, and we got a TD in right before the end of the half. So I'm like, okay, we're in this. We're down 17-9. Just make this look extra damn ski loop. Never mind. You missed it. Okay, we're down 8. All right. It could be worse. It was 17-9.5. They come down. They score on the first drive to get a field. It was 20-9. All right. Lamar finds Isaiah Likely. Touchdown. Let's go. We're back within 4. But quick little out from double check Jaylen Warren. He ran in the rest. Touchdown. And it's 27-16. I'm like, oh my gosh. In the fourth quarter, we helped shut them down in the fourth quarter, but we only kicked 2 field goals. 2 dances. So it's 27-22. I'm like, okay, we have a drive. We just need to drive down this field and get into the end zone. Okay, that's all we need to do. We had the touchdown right there. Lamar found Likely again for the second touchdown. He's in the end zone. He's catching the ball. 1-2. On the third step, whoever the defensive back was or the bye, he knocks out the hands. We're saying touchdown. They were saying touchdown at the beginning. We lit, yeah. Then they review it, and the thing that the referee swear the mic, they didn't click on. He didn't click the Sundays on, and we don't even hear the result. We just see the people walking back and Harbaugh pissed. I'm like, what the heck happened? And then they finally, I'm like, yo, what? How is that not a catch? What? You catch the ball. 1, 2. Those are the rules, right? They tell us those rules all the time. 1, 2. They're like, he was making a football. You got to finish with the football move. Wait, they're in the end zone. If it's on Madden, you know what I'm saying? Madden, if you catch the ball, 1, 2, touchdown. That's what always happens. 1, 2, touchdown. Boom. There was like, what? What are we doing? Why is it the third step gather? Bitch! Are we the NBA or NFL? You're talking this third step gather, which is mind-boggling. Because I will go to an example later on in this game, and not even in this game. Later on this. But come on. 1, 2. You said it's supposed to be 1, 2 feet. Established. And because he was running? No. How is it 1 week? What, like a month ago? Roman Wilson caught the ball. I thought it was a touchdown too. Even though he did try to knock it out of his hands, I still thought touchdown. And that's me being on Steelers and me Ravens fan, being ejected. There was even some motherfuckers like, wait, that's a touchdown. Like, but they run the ball out. I mean, actually, we get the ball again, but we got it. It was a penalty off red because we goddamn. Oh yeah, it's gonna be cold as a bit in Cincinnati. I already saw that. But yeah, it's just when we get off the penalty, we automatically freaking go back another 10 yards. Cause we had good field position. We was on the 36, but then we got moved to the 26 because there's a holding penalty on the return. Then we got pushed back again because our lineman hold Voorhees. So it just started out ugly, and we got a little bit over. Like we got around to like the 28, around the 30-yard line. But on the last play, Alex Highsmith sacks Lamar, and the game is over. 27-22, and I'm angry again. Like they get all the BS calls. Like nobody was in front of you, but they're like, oh, he was near him, touching him. Get out of here. Double check, 23-34, 284 TD. Gainwell they only had 34 yards on the ground. He ain't had the only touchdown. Pat them up. DK killed us from the get-go. 7 for 148. He came out swinging out real. I said, bro, what the are you that pussy? Are you that pussy? What the fuck? Warren 3 for 49. He had the only TD from double check. Yeah, he ran it in as well. Two sacks from Alex Highsmith and Brandon Eccles. He had himself a pretty cool game. He's doing everything he could damn do. And James Pierre got a pick. I know you weren't going to brag that at the Christmas party. Lamar, slightly better than he usually was, but still not himself. 1935, 219, TD in the pick, ran one as well, 43 yards. Henry had 94 on 25 carries. And Key Mitchell had some extra bursts, 76 yards and 6 carries. Yeah, a nice long 55-yard one that really says up for one of the other touchdowns. I think one of the field goals a touchdown, one of the joints. No sacks. Our pass rush is booty cheeks, and we missed Nadabike so freaking bad. But we signed Travis Jones $340 million, which I think that confirms that I think Nadabike is done. So yeah, he might need that spinal stenosis, man. That shit's serious, but pray that, bro. But we 6'7". That's not good. No means. Fuck that. It's be bad, but it's all right. Miami, y'all got to call the cold New York City to take on the Jets or New Jersey. Something's gonna give? Two in the cold, or the Jets can get a win streak, and Jets getting streak is not possible because the Dolphins win this one handily, 34-10. Tua, he managed well. 13-21, 127, a TD, no picks. The game manager. They had 3 TDs on the ground. One from Jalen Wright led the way with 24 carries, 107 yards. Achane got hurt in this one. He got hurt in the ribs. So he was taken out. But he got his touchdown before he dipped. 92 yards and a TD on 7 carries. And Ollie Gore has 17 on the ground as well for 5 in the TD. I mean 17, 17 yards and 5 carries. That'd be horrible as hell. Every time he get hit. Every time he lose yards. Wild led the way 5 for 50 in the TD, and Gulchich was the only one who had over 40, 3 catches for 41 yards. I mean, he had 3, but he had 10, so cares. They had 6 sacks. Okay, man. 2.5 from Zach Seiler. One from Ifeatu Melifonwu, Willie Gay Jr., and then Chop Robinson, and a half sack from Bradley Chubb. So it was getting after. They had 3 picks, one from Rasul Douglas, Tyra Dotson, and Ethan Bonner. Shout out to him. I don't know why. I don't know why. I know the name Rasul threw me off because I was like, wait. Now I'm saying Rasul Butler. So I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought Rasul Butler. I don't know why. But anyway, that's a piece of it. Tyrod got hurt early in this game. He got hurt with the groin, and he ain't gonna play. So he got out early. So who the heck is this guy? Brady Cook. Look at that baby face. He had a rough afternoon. 14-30 for 163. No TDs, 2 picks. So where did they get the touchdown from? Because I don't see on the run games. Where did they get the touchdown from? Yeah, I'd be on the return specialist. Because yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, I had to be on the punt return. It was a punt return from Isaiah Williams. He had 78 yards. And then Folk had the Adamski. So I was like, who the fuck's over? How did he get this noise? Dang, it's flooding down there. Ooh, he on top of the car. Damn. Yes, help, yo. Help. Reese Hall at 43 yards. He led the team rushing. Mason Taylor, 5 for 51. It was a hot mess. Ew. Yeah, it was a hot mess there. So y'all fumbled a lot, but kept everything. So we ain't really mad. And they only had 1 sack from Quincy Williams. So Dolphins stay in the mix at 6-7, while the Jets are 3-10. So I got this pick right at least. So all right, good. Let's go. All right. Damn, that's a lot of water. Upset of the weekend was Saints beating the Buccaneers 24-20. I picked the Buccaneers, but that damn Tyler Shire said, "Not on my watch, kid. We running everything down their throats." He ran for 2 touchdowns on 55 yards and 7 carries, and Devin Neal had the last one. He had 19 carries on 70 yards. And Shy did okay in the passing, 13 and 20, 144, TD and a pick. No TDs in a pick. Let's say that. Actually, let's see. Nobody had over 40. Nobody had over 40. Vele was a high man. Devon Vele, 3 for 40. Jawan Johnson, 4 for 38. Olave, 3 for 30. And Taysom Hill, you only get burned from being a Wildcat. And you should be thankful for Tim Tebow because your ass would have been a free agent. Well, he had a lot of damn injuries in college. He's still in this dang thing is a surprise. But whatever. They had no stats. He had 1 pick from Alontae Taylor, so he got something. And playmaker Baker made barely any plays. 14 to 30, 122. Ew, a TD and a pick. Sean Tucker ran in the touchdown for 29 yards. They had 179 on the ground. 55 from Bucky Irvin, Rashad White 53, and Baker had 42. And Godwin led the way, 5 for 55. Irvin had a TD, 2 for 26. And that was it. All right, Karen Johnson, I'm glad you have good awareness to cover your own fumbles. They had 3 sacks from Vita Vea, Greg Gaines, and Chris Braswell. And a pick from Zion McCullough. We'll talk about Tampa Bay, so we'll pin y'all later because y'all are falling. Can y'all get up? All right, speaking of falling, the Colts have fallen all the way down to deep toot because y'all lost to Jacksonville again on the road in Jacksonville. And last time y'all won Jacksonville, Andrew Luck was wearing that thing. But that's not the biggest thing that happened. The hugest thing that happened today was Daniel Jones. He was throwing the ball, tossing that bad boy. He's about to toss it. But as he tossed it, his Achilles popped in. He was down, coach, and he's not coming back. So, damn, he's gonna get comeback player of the year because he was ball. He was doing good. He had a fractured fibula. I think that might have been why he was playing a little pass because I think in his right leg he got a fractured fibula, and he was trying to toughen through it. And I think he was trying to overcompensate by placing more effort on the other foot, and I think that's why that shit snapped. When you try to cover one injury on one leg, you do it the other, it makes it not good. He's still there? Wow, he's still there. Wow. Damn, that's a lot of rainfall. Yeah, I'm on the Weather Channel. I had this in the background. But Washington getting rained out from Olympia to damn Seattle to freaking Spokane and Yakima. But get well, Daniel Jones. We'll get well. Trevor Lawrence did pretty solid. 17 30, 244, 2 TDs, no picks. ETN matched Lawrence with 2 TDs on the ground as well. Balanced effort. And he had 74 yards. Brian Thomas led the way, 3 for 87. Tim Patrick, 5 for 78 in the TD. Jacoby Myers, 4 for 39 in the TD. Brent Strange had a little 3 for 27. And that's that. They had a recovery fall for the deep, 2 recovered fumbles. Jarian Jones and BJ Green a second. Nice. And he only had 1 sack from Josh Hines Allen, of course, because he's a sack machine. And he's rubbing Kentucky well. And he got a 60 career sack on this one. Nice. Nice. Good for him. And their picks came from Devin Lloyd and Greg Newsome II. Lloyd gets his 5th pick, and Newsome gets his 1st. Nice. Glad you're on another team, not the Browns, being productive. Good job. As for the Colts, looking like, well, Dan Jones got hurt. He was okay. He's 5 for 7, 60 yards. He threw a pick, but he's 5 for 7. Then Ryan Leonard came. He was 18 29, 145, and a pick, and no TDs. But he ran within for the touchdown, so that's that. And JT got one as well, 74 yards and 21 carries and a touchdown. Alec Pierce, 5 for 80. Michael Pittman, 9 for 79 yards. He's getting a lot. And then Warren and Downs couldn't get past 25. So JT fumble. That's not good. So that's how they got one of them fumbles. And Jermaine Pratt recovered fumble for the Colts defense. And they had no picks. Or no sacks, let's say. No picks, no sacks. Just a recovery. Yeah, so Colts, they was riding high, 8-2, running things, but now 8-5 in the wild card now. Oh, Danny. I hope my fall off ain't like that. We got fun this weekend, fellas. My fantasy. Rain 6. We had a 5-game win streak and then a 5-game win streak. Please, can we get in the playoffs? We gotta muscle through. The most exciting game of the weekend was between two black rookie quarterbacks. And I had to redo my research so many times. The last time you had two black rookie quarterbacks face off each other. It's only happened a handful of times. Russell Wilson versus, we had certain matches like Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. I don't think they went at it in their rookie years though, because I think Pat was behind Alex Smith and Deshaun. He started late in the season. I don't think they versus Chiefs that year. But anyway, we had Russ and RG3. That was in the playoffs, but we kind of know how that ended for one brother. We know Doug Williams. He's very infamous, but he had another guy in exchange who he versed on one day in 1979 in Chicago. It was between the Bears and the Redskins, and the Bears had Vince Evans, who I've never really heard of in like quarterbacks for Chicago. He probably is one of those other quarterbacks that, didn't make it far because Chicago does not like quarterbacks. And then you had these black in the mix. Your chances of keeping their job drastic go down, as Scott Stein would say. But those two brothers went at it on that day, September 16, 1979. And they was the first one to say, hey, we had the black quarterback matchup. Well, they weren't even rookies themselves. So Shedeur Sanders and Mr. Cam Ward, you have made history. We have the first two black men quarterbacks going at it as rookies. Shout out to y'all. Segue all of that. The longest segue to this is Tennessee gets the second win of the season, taking out the Browns, 31-29. Cam, everybody did their jobs. Both QBs accomplished what they needed to accomplish. They was tapped in. Cam Ward, I said you need to get 2 touchdowns a day, and you did. The numbers look a little nasty, though. 14-28, 117, 2 T's and a pick is ill numbers, but you got 2 TDs, so you did that. Now we need to get you some yards and a little more volume. But Tony Pollard, he won 8 great. 25 carries, 161 yards, had a nice one, 65 yards. He had 2 TDs on the ground. The 2 TD guys came from Alec Ayomaner and Shamari Dyke. He's been very good for them. And Cedric Gray got a recovery fumble from the defense with 10 tackles, and he had 2 sacks, 1.5 from Jeffrey Simmons, and the last sack came from Jalen Harrell. And their pick came from Xavier Woods, no Big E or Kofi. And for the Browns, what? All the things the Browns have done, this is like the third least Browns thing I'm not surprised that they done. But Shedeur, you did excellent. Should have Junkins the ball. But anyway, Anders, he showed out. He showed out, and he showed that he's the number 1 spot for the Browns. Because they was down. It was down 31-17 in the fourth, and he let them come back. But he had a nice day. 23 for 42, 364 yards, 3 TDs, a pick, and he ran one of themselves. He had 4 of them things. Put the West up for the watch. Yes, sir. Good shit. He had 29 yards on the ground as well, and he had a TD. Nice. Ain't excellent. And he was finding everybody on the tees. He found Harry Fanner, 8 for 114 the TD. He got the TD to him to get it down 2. I'll explain why I ain't say it yet. Jerry Jeudy. What I say? Little bit of timing, you're back on the market. 3 for 76, and that 60-yard TD was a dot, ping, and he did everything else. And I was like, he's tapped in. Good shit. Dylan Sampson, 5 for 64 yards. Junkins had a one screen. He ran 58 yards and he got in the red zone. And he found Njoku. That's how I knew he was tapped in. I'm like, he tapped in. I said, you got to find Njoku. And you found him. I was only catch. Only had 1 yard. But that was it. And that's because he ended his knee. But, hey, at least you found him before he got hurt. My man. You found him. He's tapped in. And he's going to be out this Sunday, too. So, Sansi fumbled and lost it. So that's how brother man on the other side got it. And then one sack came from, of course, Myles Garrett, because he's trying to get past Strahan. He had 20 now. He's at 20 now, which is insane. He's got 4 games left. So he can definitely break this. See if he can do it. And the pick came from Devin Bush, and that was all she wrote. All in all, great showing from Sanders. Cam was all right. He finally got multiple TD passes in one game, so at least that's a positive. And boom, Shedeur is now the star for the rest of the season. Finally, Stefanski. But what was that play call at the end? I didn't get it. I was like, first off, Sanders, why are you QB on the sideline when you need 2 points? He could either, throw it in or ran it himself. I mean, he ran the TD in earlier. So, but the play call was even weirder because it was kind of like some end around, reverse around. And they gave the Junkins like some wildcat shit. But why ain't just ran it straight ahead? I don't understand they just ran it straight ahead and had Sanders be like a decoy. But they even did that. I'm like, huh? And like I think he ran his hut and he was like going like he was about to be an end around. But he didn't end it around to the dude that was coming back on the back end. And he tried to throw it late, like, oh shit, I ain't even do that fast. I'm gonna throw it over there. Like, no. Oh! But it ain't count because it's a pick. Because it's like, no. It's on a 2-pointer. No one ain't give a fuck about that. But it ain't take it to the house like Minka did. So no one gives a damn. So regardless, I ain't get the play call though. I didn't. There's Blu-ray now? Blu-ray's back? Sorry, I'm joking. But then for real, I didn't get the play call. It was stupid. I didn't get it. I ain't get the play call, but that's the Browns. And people are like, why they being racist? Sure. I'm like, it's not racist, do it. It's the Browns, sweetheart. It's the Browns. The Browns are like this, sweetheart. I keep trying to tell you it's the Browns. But they're like, no, they being racist. Like, no, it's the Browns. They're stupid. They're a little goofy. They're a goofy franchise. I don't know why they do this. They just keep doing dumb shit. I don't. It's the same team that went 0-16. So that. So goddamn, no, they need a cold as fucking Minnesota. I'm sorry. I had it's like -5 degrees. Like god damn. Woof. 1 degree in Minneapolis. Couldn't do that shit. That. Ooh, it's not a good weekend in the DMV. Jaden Daniels came back, but his elbow came back, and they got shut out 31-0 in Minnesota. We're gonna know that side. J.D. McCarthy bounced back a lot better. He's been looking a little rough the last 3 weeks. He went 16-23, 163, 3 TDs, no picks. Solid numbers. Free earn. 76 yards on the ground, 14 carries. Jordan Mason 52 yards, and he got the TD on 11 carries. So balanced attack. Jordan Addison led the way 4 for 62 yards. Jalen Nailor had 3 for 30. Josh Allison had 2 catches. Both were touchdowns on 24 yards. And Hockenson had 2 TDs for 12 yards, and he had the other touchdown. So it was tight end day for McCarthy, because we know what he likes. And Justin Jackson only had 2 catches, 11 yards. Hey, Ty Felton got some burn. Hey, right man, Obi. Hey, I like it. Hey. At least he got 1 for 10. That was his only target, so he ain't even mad. Javon Hargrave caught the phone for the defense in this shutout. He only got 2 sacks and 2 picks. The sacks came from Jalen Redmond and Eric Wilson, and the picks came from Andrew Van Ginkel and Harrison Smith, the old veteran, of course. That's funny. The sacks came from black guys, and the picks came from white guys. I just thought of that. I really just thought of that. Like, damn. The shots, but Minnesota get the 5th win of the season. Try to pick themselves up out of this little mix. I see they get it finish above 500. JD, 9 for 20, 70 yards and a pick. Mario, 2 for 4 for 30 yards and a pick. Prayers up to Zach Ertz, man, because his leg, brother. Oof, that helmet with his kneecap and blah, that thing was shaking on that like a leaf when it hit contact. I said, good grief. So prayers out, Zach. Taste, yeah, like that's nasty. Rodriguez had the most yards out of all the rushing to receive with 52 on 10 carries. Yeah, that's how you know it's bad. So yeah. And Terry 3 for 41. Mario fumbled. At least had 4 sacks. 1 from the veteran Bobby Wagner. 15 tackles. Don't pull back don't threw him. He went back in time to get them. So did Von Miller. He had a sack too. How many sacks he got in his career now? 135 and a half. Nice. Will Harris, he had a sack, and Deron Payne too. So they're big line folk, and one safety was able to get on the sack meter. No picks, and sorry, DC, you've been sad this year. I know it's been a long. They gave you a lot. They give you a lot of primetime games. So now they got flex shot in and out of shit. At least they ain't flexed out that Broncos game though. That was really good. So speaking of birds, Seahawks obliterate the doggone Falcons 37-9. Rashid Shaheed took the kick return 100 yards to his house. That was the first tee of the game, and that was in the 3rd quarter. It was 6-6 at the half. It was really close. Then it got ugly in the second half. I started with the kick return off rip. Then Smith-Njigba got on the board. Then Smith-Njigba got 2 TD passes. Then Cooper Kupp did the last one, and Zane Gonzalez was the only source of points for them in the second half. All game, let's be honest. They only got 9 points. So, but Darnold was good. 20 of 30, 249, 3 TDs and a pick. Chardonnay 11 46 on the ground. They had 129 on the ground total. Smith-Njigba 7 for 92, 2 TDs. Can we get an MVP from the wide receiver? Because we got to make a case. Because, bro, he has 89 catches, 4th in the league. 14-28 leads the league. 9 TDs. Only tied with some, I forget the other dude he's tied, but he's behind Devontae Adams. He's 2nd. He had 14. So, come on. I know it's gonna be a little hard. He need to get a little more catches. But I think the lead man is like 95, some of that. If he can get them, I think he can get some more and a few more TDs, I think he can get some more love. Cause I'm tired of just letting these quarterbacks get it. And there's no outstanding QB players gonna be like, yeah, QB should get it. But they're probably gonna give it to Drake May because his team is 11-2. I'm like, I guess. Okay. Like, there's no real definitive MVP because they're making it a quarterback award. They make it really a quarterback award, and they ain't trying to really. Hey, don't put this freaking. Don't put Englewood's temperature in my face! It's cold as a brick out here, dog! Oh! I just got angry, bro. Yo, y'all go put the freaking Inglewood's weather, which is 70 degrees out there and sunny, while everybody else past Kansas on the East Coast gotta be cold as a bitch. We don't want to see that temperature. Put on that Bears game. There you go. Put the Bears game. They got cold as a bit. There you go. Good freaking grief. Dang, I don't know why that made me angry, but I was like, yo, it's cold. I'm cold. It's cold. I got the heel. It's cold. It's cold. Anyway, Rashid Shaheed, 4 for 67. Cooper Kupp, 2 for 35. He had a touchdown, but damn, niggas cold. And he gonna show Inglewood in between all the other cold games like Kansas City. It'll be cold. The Broncos, god dang, the Bears game gonna be cold. Cincinnati gonna be cold. The Pack gonna be cold, and all those other places. But you want to show Englewood and show it's not all cold over here. It's nice and sunny now in Englewood. Like, don't show me that, nigga. I don't want to see that. I want them to freeze too. Say nah, I don't think it can't get cold in California, but not this cold. It gotta be some. It gotta turn to some LA disaster type of thing, you know. But anyway, I got distracted again. Oh, thank goodness. Whew. They caught a fumble, Devin Witherspoon on the defense. And they had one sack, only from Nick Emmanwori. He got, yeah, that's and Josh Joe. And then 2 picks, one from Witherspoon and Emmanwori. Maybe kill of the week, or comeback of the week, or play of the week, eventually. Maybe. That's for Atlanta. Kirk Cousins was sharing 15 to 30, 162, 2 picks. Bijan had 86 on the ground on 20 carries, but he fumbled as well. Kyle Pitts led the way 6 for 90 yards, and nobody had more than 35. Algier was second highest at 2 for 33. So it's not a good day for Atlanta. They had 2 sacks from Kentavious Street and James Pierce Jr. and a pick from Mike Hughes. Hey, Pitts got a tackle. Seattle's won dominating 10-3. The highest scoring game of the weekend was the Bills and the Bengals. Bills win this one, a high scoring, snowy affair, 39-34. And thanks to Christian Bedford's pick 6, that gave him the lead, and they held on to that one in the third quarter and fourth quarter and maintained it throughout. Yeah, they gave him the lead and they never held back. And they scored. And it was down 28-18 to score 21 and scored 39-28. All right, but yeah. Josh Allen. I don't know why my Ravens, a lot of my Ravens Twitter compatriots hate this man so much. Or I don't know why I hate, but they're jealous that he has good PR. So that's one of the things. I don't know. I'm not on Twitter. I mean, on Twitter, but I don't be trying to go in depth to see what he really playing about. I mean, maybe because I just seen the Bills just became nice in my era, in my lifetime. I never seen the Bills as good as they did until actually 2017. They made the playoffs before he got Josh Allen even got there. And then Josh got there and that made it even better. Right? Yeah, he's right at 2018. So, and they made the playoffs the year before, 2017. Or 2016. One of those years. 2016, 2017. It was 2017 because the fucking man. I remember that game. I had to remember. And that but you know what? I can't even be too mad at it because we got Lamar Jackson. So I would say that's a happy exchange. We lost. Thanks, Cincinnati. Thank you, Cincinnati. We thank you guys for we got Lamar Jackson. I'm not mad. I was about to get really mad. I was like, hold up. We got Lamar out there. So I'm like, hey, that's why we don't bitch about that one. That one ain't too terrible. So, but for me, I can't hate the Bills that much. I mean, we lost them, but I mean, when we did in 2020, that was a horrible game for Lamar. And then last year was a heartbreak. You know, they haven't really they haven't really fucked us up, blow us out like that. And we blew them out more recently. And it could have been a bigger one in week 1, but we blew the lead. So it wasn't really getting anything crazy. We just maybe it's me. I don't hate the Bills. They're not in my top 5 hated team. I don't even hate them niggas. Why do I hate them niggas? Why would I hate them? I don't know. Anyway, Josh had 4 TDs, 3 in the air, 22 28, 251, 3 TDs. He ran one for 70 yards, and he had the long 41. I think he broke he passed Cam for most rushing TDs in NFL history by a quarterback. I'm surprised Lamar ain't passed that, but at the same time, Lamar's been like trying to tote. He's like, yo, I'm gonna be a quarterback. You know, I'm gonna tote this thing. Cook had 80 yards on the ground, 18 carries. Nice. He ain't get no TDs though. Dawson 9-6 for 93 yards. Kid K 4 for 41 yards in the TD. Khalil Shakir had 2 for 60 in the TD. And Keon Coleman getting ragged, dog. But like, cause he was looked at as the number 1 guy, but I never saw it. Maybe it was me. I never saw it. I always thought he'd be a good 2 nigga. And you need 2s. But you need, but if they had like if Diggs was there and they had him on the other side, he'd be eating a lot better. And they had Shakir in the slot. I think that would be a lot better for them. You know, in my personal opinion, they had those 3 as your top receivers. You'd be all right. But if not, then 2, you'd be okay. Jackson Hollis had 1 catch for 3 yards, but he had the TD, so that makes sense. So, and Cook fumble again. The 1 sack came from Christian Benford, who had a pick 6, so he's player of the week of sure. And AJ up the Nenson bet him with the picks too. He got 1 as well. So player of the week, of course, is As for Joe Burrow, he was not cool in the snow. 25 of 36, 284, 4 TDs, 2 picks. And Chase Brown had 23 on the ground and had a touchdown, like 12 carries. God damn. T. Higgins 6 for 92, 2 TDs. He got concussed in this game, so he ain't playing this Sunday. Hallelujah. Always got to deal with Chase. But, Mike Gesicki 6 for 86 in the TD. Nice. Jamar Chase 5 for 44. Chase Brown 3 for 12 in the TD. He got the last one. And did Chase get 1,000? And Chase did get 1,000 this year. Nice. He's got 1,000 with this game right here. Good for him. Owen Burks recovered the fumble from Cook, and their 3 sacks came from TJ Slayton Jr., BJ Hill, and Geno Stone, who had 9 tackles as well. I kind of miss Geno, but it is what it is. I think Cincinnati have the playoffs next. I think they are. And they're trying to spoil our stuff, so no. We got the Broncos and the Raiders. And the Broncos win this one comfortably 24-17. The score did not indicate how much of a this game was. It was slow, methodical. The Broncos scored every quarter, but with 7 in the first thanks to Bo Nix. They tied thanks to Geno finding Brock Bowers for a touchdown. In the second quarter, Marvin Mims' 48-yard punt return for a TD made it 14-7 at half. RJ Harvey had a 3-yard TD, making 21-7. Lutz made a 24-7 field goal. And they got TD, but Geno got hurt. I think he hurt his foot or groin, some lower leg injury. And Kenny Pickett came in. He threw a TD to Shedrick Jackson for 25 yards. And then Carlson had a field goal to end, but it was when there were zeros on the board. I don't know. I guess it was like, we'll take what we can get right now, I guess. Bo, what the hell? Bo Nix, 31-30 for 212 yards. What the fuck? What was Dakin and Duncan? This is Dakin. Yo, you want to catch it? Hey, red team, up! Red up! This quick draw. I'll give you that. RJ Harvey, 75 yards on the TD on 17 carries. Pretty good. And Nix ran on the south end. Agreed, yes. Salah, damn. What the f? Yo, my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 people caught passes from this man. Cortland Sutton led the way, 6 for 62 yards. I'm just naming the guy because nobody had more than Sutton. Everybody else had less than 35. Pat Bryant, Lil John Humphrey, R.J. Harvey, Adam Troutman, Adam Prentice, Troy Franklin, Jaleel McLaughlin, Evan Ingram, Tyler Batty, and Marvin Mims Jr. All y'all had at least some kind of touching of the ball with Bo Nix, whatever shape or form. It wasn't a lot, so that's why I ain't any yards, because it was not a lot. They had 4 sacks, 2 from Nick Bonito, 1 from Malcolm Roach, and John Franklin Myers. They all in this sack brigade. And poor Gino, he had to go through all that. We got sacked 3 times, but in those 3 sacks and throughout this game, sometime during this game, he injured his shoulder and or slash back, and he's been out this Sunday against the Eagles. Oh shit, Gino Boom. I forget Gino birthday is the day after mine. I forget about that. I do forget about that. That's why he's so laid back and cool. JT 30 yards on 10 carries. Ew. Jack Beck 6 for 50 yards. He led the team. Brock Bowers 4 for 46 in the TD. Okay, figures. Oh, he went to TCU. Ty Lockett 3 for 41, and Shedrick Jackson had the 1 solo catch for 25 yards and that touchdown. Hey, make use of that 1 catch. Hey, you born October 2? Way to make you. And that's your first reception of the year? Nice. Oh, that's your first? That was your first catch? Well, damn. What a way to make an impact, sir. Hope you're not like the other guy that they had that made a 1 impact catch that you don't need to talk about that one. Anyway, they had 3 sacks, 1 from Jeremy Chin with 2 ends, Max Crosby, of course, and Tonka Hemingway. Man, he was born in the wrong era. Them Tonka trucks, I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't had them as a kid. They look pretty solid for what they was. They look pretty solid. I would have got one if I was a little more extra with the bread. If I was a little more bread into that. But yeah, shout out to Max Crosby. Max Crosby and Myles Garrett are 2 forms of the same variant in the same environment. Damn. And situations too. And they're both 2-11. And the Broncos are 11-2. Nice. Bears and the Packers. This was a big doozy. I was getting between this one at my Ravens, but Christian Watson got started with the TD from Jordan Love. They came out fast. Jordan Love had 2 TD passes in the first quarter from the Watson and the Melton. Then they came back. The Bears did with Olamide Zaccheaus. He got 1-yard TD from Caleb Williams. But they kept hanging in there. It was 21-14 at half, thanks to Watson getting fouled for the second time. But the Bears tied the 4th thanks to Williams fouled in Loveland, and they tied up. But Jacobs gets back the lead, 28-21. And this last drive was critical. Can they win? Can they win it? Or can the Pack win it? Or can the Bears tie it? And they was driving down the field. It was looking smooth. It was doing their thing. And it got down around the late stages, like 28 seconds left. The Bears called time to make out the next play. And they go out the right. They go left. I don't know why they went left. It was like a little bootleg. They went left. I'm like, why you going left on the bootleg? He a righty. But he's going right. He's going left. He's looking for a guy. He finds Loveland. Intercepted by Kelshawn Nixon. And he seals the game. And the Pack win it 28-21. Damn. Just like that. The Bears were just in first. Now they 7th. Ain't that the freaking truth? That's the Reverend. Ooh. Very snowy out there in Minnesota. Or Maine. Ooh, Eli. What the hell, Eli? Keep that shit, Maine. Jordan Love did pretty good. 17-25, 234, 3 TDs and a pick. Good grief. Josh Jacobs, 86 yards on the ground, had 20 carries and a touchdown as well. We already know Watson 4 for 89, 2 TDs. Bo Melton had the one catch of 45, but he made use of that 45 yards. He scored that touchdown. I like that. And then one sack came from Kingsley Enagbare. Nice. Okay, Kingsley. And Nelson Nixon got the pick to win the game for his boys. And he had the big old cheese head. All right. As for the Bears, Caleb Williams, 1935, 186, 2 T's in the pick. All right. Swift at 63 yards on 13 carries. Kyle Manana, 57 yards on 14 carries. Why would you walk on the ice like that? You're just stupid. Okay, at least Atkin. Oh, Aitken? Where the heck is Aitken at? Luther Burden. He led the receiving. 4 for 67 yards. Colson Lovin at 4 for 29 yards. And the touchdowns, the kids 2 for 7 at a TD as well. Yeah, there's not a lot of passing out there for them boys. No, Josh Blackwell, good thing you had good instincts, recover your own fumble. And they had one sack too from Montez Sweat and one pick from CJ Gardner Johnson. Why do we have this nigga on the practice squad? I don't know. Why? I don't know why. I don't know why. Whatever. All right, let's move. Rams blew out the Cardinals 45-17. Staff with back stuff in the stat sheet as he always does. He was 22 of 31, 281, 3 TDs, no picks. He didn't even get sacked either. His jersey was clean. They ran the thumping out that pill. Blake Corum, 12 for 128, 2 TDs. Sheesh. Kyron Williams, 84 yards at a TD. And Ronnie Rivers, 8 for 41. He got a nice little load. Jimmy Garoppolo, you're the only negative Nancy. 3 carries to -4 yards. That's how you feel. We could have had 250 yards and a DoorDash item. But no, you want to be greedy. You want to be... No, I'm gonna take a kneel, fellas. Puka Nacua, 7 for 167, 2 TDs. I couldn't believe this is his first multi-TD game. I was like, yeah. Or second one. Kobe Parkinson, 3 for 32 in the TD. Vontae Adams, 4 for 29. He didn't do much, but at least we got the win this week. Because of that. 3 sacks were from Cam Curl, Byron Young, and Kobe Turner. And it picked from Nate Landman, and that was it. So I need some practice. Kobe Brissett, you did a lot better tonight than I really started Baker, but he was 25, 44, 271, 2 T's in the pick. Yeah, y'all run game was mega ass. 51 yards total. Brissett, you led the charge. That's how bad it was. Michael Wilson, 11 for 142, 2 TDs. Sheesh. He carried me this week in fantasy. Thank you. Trey Brown, 558 yards. Please don't get carried this week again. And no one else had more than 35. Jalen Burst had 2 for 32, and that was it. I thought his name was Owen Peppers. I'm like, wait a minute, Peppers? Owen Papo. Okay. So, but they had no picks, no interceptions, nothing to show for all that tackles. At least you got exercise. And the Sunday night special, I should have stayed in the freaking Texas. I was talking to that one friend that's a Chiefs. Well, maybe Patrick guy. He mainly likes Patrick, but he's convinced like, yo, it's Patrick, man. You can't bet against Patrick. Like, I know that's my guy, but he ain't even looking as good. Like, man, it's Patrick, man. You're supposed to believe. Like, and I switched last second. And I should have kept where I was at with the Texans, as they dominated them defensively, 20-10, emphatically. C.J. Stroud ain't do much, but he managed the game well. 15-31, 203 and a TD, no picks. Woody Marks had 26 carries, 68 yards. Good grief. But Derek Ogunbowale, hey, Enrique, bro. He scored a TD on his first carry. Nice, good job. Woody Moore scored a TD though, so at least he made up for all them carries. At least he got in the end zone. Shit, heavy receiving, but took you 28 touches to get in the end zone. Better, it was gladder than 29. So, Nico Collins 4 for 121. He led the charge emphatically. Jaden Higgins close to 3 for 34, but I don't care about that. Ooh, they was hitting. They only had 2 sacks on the day, but they stifled Kansas City. Tommy Togai, he had 10 tackles in the sack, and the hashtag combination from Sheldon Rankins and Danico Autry. That's a lot of meat to get double sacked by. Pause. 285 from Autry, and then you got Big Sheldon, he about 305. Woo. That's over 600 pounds. That's like the Dudley boys coming at you, bruh. Woo. And he had 3 picks from Aziz Al-Shair, Kamari Lassiter, and Jalen Petre. I just sat there and so I'm like, damn, they're lucky Lamar ain't play this freaking Texas defense. I'm like, damn, Cooper Rush. Did Cooper Rush look better than Patrick Mahomes? I've never gonna say that. I would say those words. Nah, he didn't. Patch 14-33, 160, no TDs, 3 picks. Kareem had the only TD from them. He had 30 yards on the ground and a touchdown. He matched with Checo. He had 9 carries and 30 yards. So, and Pat led away at 59 yards. What the heck? Anybody really glamorous. Zay Ray had the high man with 3 for 55. Hollywood had 1 for 35, and Rice 4 for 34. It was not a good night for the Chiefs. Everybody else was just man. He had 3 sacks, one from Chris Jones, of course, George Karlaftis, of course, and the hashtag combination Ashanti Gillotti and Jerry Tillery. I was like, wait. Yes, I thought he was a D tackle. Yeah, Chiefs are just like us. 6'7". This fucking shit keeps getting out of my damn face. But you know what does that? Put a damper on my face. Monsters Inc. I didn't know this was going down, so I was like, I turned the game on, and then I thought it was just a regular game, but they was on Monsters University. I'm like, wait a minute, they got Monsters U in this one? Hey, it's tough. That was tough. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of tough. I liked it. Mike Wazowski on the Eagles side. You had Sully on the Chargers side. Off the rip, Vidal, who was Sully, he had a nice 60-yard run out the gate on the first drive, and Omari Hampton, he got the little catch for a touchdown. I was Sully. Oh, speaking of this, Justin Herbert, you won a game with a broken freaking hand. Kurt Angle, match that. I won a good medal with a broken freaking neck. Get out of here, Kurt. Get out of here, Kurt. Oh, yeah, this one. Holy, this was a doozy right here, but yo, Hurts is out there sharing like a Karen. Goddamn, boy. Mike Wazowski, at least he was on defense. He was getting them the pass deflections. He got a couple sacks. I seen him. He ran on in with Barkley. He got the touchdown. He had the 52-yarder. We see Mike Wazowski slim through the defense and then explode and ran it in for the rest. I was like, okay, Mike. I like it. Mike Wazowski. Okay. But Sully was everywhere, fam. He kept getting picks because Hurts kept freaking sharing. And they was kicking down skis this whole game. It was still a good game. You know, he was kicking a bunch of down skis. It was still a good game. We went to overtime because Elliott, they took the lead with 2 minutes left. So he had 2 minutes, 2-minute drill to get the at least tie or get the win. They go for the tie, and they get the tie at the end with Dicker 19-19 at the overtime. Chargers get the ball first. They drive down, and they get another field goal, 22-19. Eagles driving, they looking smooth. It looking like, all right, at worst, they can get a field goal and bring the Chargers get the ball back. Maybe they can create some madness. But you know what happened? Interception, Jalen Hurts. It get deflected, and it goes into Sully's hands, a.k.a. Tony Jefferson, and he gets the game-sealing pick win, and the Chargers win 22-19. I picked them, and they got it done. Herbert, you got him. I'm off your back, but your boys better get at least something for your playoff, because, oh, boy. Oh, boy. But for real, for real. We get that. But Herbert, he did pretty solid for what it was, for the situation with the messed up hand, and he kept running. I'll give him that. He was 12 of 26, 139 team and pick. We seen him have a lot better numbers, but no. For what he had, not bad. And he led a team rush for 66 yards and 10 carries. I was like, Herbert got wheels? I was like, yo, what's out here? Stiff on with the broke hand. I'm like, you just. It was real instant. I'm like, I ain't mad. It's instinct. I'm like, damn, Herbie, you got one. Still on me. I was like, hey, I ain't gonna be mad. I'm like, that's what's up. Well, shit. Warren Hampton came at 56 yards of ground, 13 carries, and Vidal was still part of the mix. 44 yards and 14 carries. He had the one catch of 60 though, so at least that made up. And that was only that was the only thing that was only good for the Chargers in the pass game, because everyone else had 79 yards combined, and Keenan only had 3 catches. Gasson 1, Johnston 1, Ladd only had 1, Trey Harris 1, Disley with 1. It was nobody was getting anything. Herbert did fumble though, and lost 1. At least Scott Maddox recovered 1, but Troy Dye recovered 1 for the defense as well. Actually, I'll tell you why. Jalen Hurts, my word, my brother was out there sharing to everybody on the site. This one play, it broke the damn Monzega. It broke Mike and Sully. Everybody was just frozen. So Hurts threw the pick. He's Deshaun Hand gets the pick, but he gets tackled and he loses the ball. Hurts gets it back in his hand, but he gets it ripped out again. And Troy Dye recovered the fumble. And dang, that was just a lot insane. That lot was insane. I was like, well then. Hurts, good grief. 21 of 40, 240, no TDs, 4 picks. That's the worst I've seen Hurts ever look. That was just nasty. Thank goodness for Barkley, 122 and a TD on the ground. A.J. Brown got his catch 6 for 100. Goddard 8 for 78 yards. Vontae 4 for 37. But yeah, Hurts fumble. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, for the Chargers, we got the picks. Cam Hart, Deshaun Hand, Dante Jackson, and then Tony Jefferson at the end was the game sealer. Yeah, the Chargers. I mean, the Eagles. It was a good defensive game because both teams out there active. The Eagles had 7 sacks. Good grief. Jalen Hunt had 2.5 sacks. Byron Young 1.5. Jordan Davis 1.5. Zach Bond 1/2 a sack, and then Kobe Dean was a sack. He's the only one that had solo sack moments that didn't have a half next to their name. I'll just rephrase that. Dory Jackson got a pick for the defense, and yeah. But it was a good game, though, regardless of what the game was. But on Thursday, we just watched the Falcons and the Buccaneers on Amazon. And Tampa looked all right start. Tucker gets it in for a touchdown. This is the Kyle Pitts game right here. This is the Pitts and Bijan Mustard show. Yeah, good. Because Pitts got his first CD from Kirk Cousins. Retired back up. Chase McLaughlin, they kick a dance, they go up 10-7. Right for that half, Pitts gets the second tee of the first half from Kirk. It's 14-10, but they get a field goal at the end to make it 14-13. Second half was dominated by the Buccaneers for the most part. Uh, Playmaker Baker finds Devin Colt for a 6-yard TD. They take the lead. Oh, they go up 6. Then they go up 14 thanks to him, Baker finding Chris Godwin. Okay. And then they go for 2. Godwin gets the 2. They're up 14. I'm like, okay, 28-14. Okay. All you gotta do is hold it down, play some defense, you'll be good. Okay. Bijan Robinson scored TD. Okay, you're up 8. You're up 8 still. They gotta kick the extra point. They not go for the extra point, they go for 2. That ball went way over his head. And Kirk was like, you're supposed to go cut out. You're not supposed to cut back. And he was just mad. I was like, I ain't seen that man in a minute. That was funny, a little funny to me. But I was like, all right, okay, they're up 8. Just don't share, Baker. You're good. What the hell, Baker? I told you not to share. And he gets a picked off by, I think it was D. Alfred. He got picked. D. Alfred. He bleeps up in the air. It looked like a curls, and I was like, "Why would you throw it that low?" And he jumped up and he snagged that. I said, "Damn, hell of a play though." But damn, why'd you throw that low? So I got Baker this week. He started. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, all right. And they stop him. You can't stop him, Kyle Pitts. You can't stop him. And he caught it. It looked like I thought it flipped off Levante David and then went into Pitts' hands and then he went out of bounds. But when we saw the replay, it was like the ball. It was like he caught it, but his butt and the his butt and the elbow both fucking Daniel lay at the same time, and it was like it was kind of hard to like decide if it was a catch or not. And it looked like clean to me because he didn't bobble or nothing. It just was simultaneous. But then it got me thinking: if his butt was the determinant out, why is it like there's a catch? Just have inquiring questions to know why was that a catch and not likely. It was in the end zone. Like from what I see, the rules, a shin or buttocks, if you can't get your feet up, could be used as a 1 foot. Boom. What the? That's a touchdown. What? But like he's saying, we're likely to make a few calls somewhere. That's what we likely to do. But they go for 2 to try to tie it, but can't get the 2. I'm like, damn, stop going for 2. You can't tie it. Whatever. Okay. All right, Bucks, you're still down. You're still up 2. You can still win this. All you gotta do is eat the clock, get a couple first downs, and you're good. So you get the ball. You get 1 first down. I'm like, okay, cool. The Lions called 2 of their timeouts during that stretch. This is the dumb play right here. This is the dumb one right here. All right, Bucky Irvin, like he loses a couple yards in that play. It's a 2nd and 14. Okay. They still got 2 timeouts. Atlanta ran out of timeouts. I'm like, okay. They took their last timeout after that. You still got 2-minute warning, but all you gotta do is run the ball, get to 2-minute warning, and then play it after that. Know what they do? They throw it down the field. And it doesn't make none of them completions. First one was incomplete, and then the second one, I forgot. It was a sack. It got sacked. So I'm like, why would you choose either of those plays? Why didn't you run the ball? I didn't get it. I didn't get none of that play call. I didn't get the way they finished this game was bad. Like it was Ravens bad. Like week 1 bad. I ain't like it. So they put the ball. I'm like, okay, put the ball. Okay. All you gotta do is just play some defense, keep them out of field goal range. All right. Off the rip, Kirk finds David Stills. I'm like, damn, okay. Then he got sacked. But they throw the fumble. I'm like, you lucky SOB. You lucky. Holding. You get calls. It then the 3rd and 28. All you gotta do is all you gotta do is play prevent defense. You find Pitts. He gets a 14-yard. He gets half of that. He gets 14. It's 4 for 14. And Kirk finds freaking David Sills all by his own on the right side, and they get the first down. And I think he get out of bounds somehow. Well, no, he don't get out of bounds. There's a defensive offside that causes a fire play. They get closer in the range, and then they had their time left, so they had no timeout. So they had no timeout. So they decided, you know what, we're gonna set our guy up for good field goal range with Bijan and whoever the heck. We'll let Kirk spike the ball that the last play to set up Zane Gonzalez. He keeps fluffing his hair before he kicks. That always gets me, but at least he makes it. So that's a game winner. And that's a game winner for them. Damn. So glad we don't have the worst victory. We won't have the worst blowout win, blown lead late this season. Thank goodness I was happening week 1. Now week 15. Good grief. All right. Kirk Cousins was sharing with the family. Mainly Bijan. It was better than Bijan and Pitts show. Kirk did good. 30 of 44, 373, 3 TDs. He was out there been toting. I didn't even think about it. He was out there toting. Bijan 93 yards of the TD on 19 carries. He got the line share. And Pitts had the line share. 11 for 166, 3 TDs. Sheesh. Bijan 8 for 82 yards. David Sills the 5th. 6 for 78 yards. Darnell Moon 3 for 35. And Charlie Warner 2 for 12. Bijan fumbled though, but at least it didn't hurt the squad. Enough. And shout out Kirk for being elusive getting your fumble. They had 5 sacks. One from Brandon Dorless, LaCale London. 2 from James Pierce Jr. and half sacks from Devon Diablo, and Jalen Walker. Nice. And Diab forgot to pick. It was all cool. And the Buccaneers, they got playmaker Baker, 19-34, 277, 2 TDs and a pick. Sean Tucker had a TD, had 7 yards. Buck Gervin led 6 for 60 yards on 16 carries. Mike Evans came back with a mean one. 6 for 132. He's like, I'm trying to get my 1,000 yards in 4 games. Can I do it, fellas? Like, you got 15 quarters for that? You got enough time for that, Mike? I don't think so. Well, yeah, you know, what number 30? Let me go on the other squad because number 37. He had who's number 37? Kobe Bryant. Sorry, Kobe. He had a wild night. He had to do with Mike Evans, and he got moused with Mike Evans that one time. I said, good grief. Woo. He moused his ass like bad. So yeah, it was bad. The one sack came from Hassan Reddick, and that was near the end. So, and they can't even cover that fumble. They didn't cover that fumble. They would have won, but that's the Dolphins. I mean, that's the Buccaneers. Ravens and Bengals. We need to win so bad. Let's go Ravens. Bills and Patriots. I'm going with the Patriots. Sweet them boys. Jaguars and Jets. I got the Jaguars. Chargers and Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Texans and Cardinals. In Houston, I'm gonna go with Texans. Bears and Browns. That game gonna be cold as a brick too. I'm going with the Bears. The Bears. The Bears. Giants and Commanders. Sorry, Maryland. Going to Giants. The way it's looking, it ain't looking too high. The Eagles and the Raiders. I'm going with the Eagles. I'm said Raiders. I don't say Raiders. Like Eagles. Seahawks and Colts. They're on CBS. That must be the Indianapolis stimulus package. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. Phillip Rivers is back. What the fuck? Yeah, I ain't think he was gonna hit Phillip Rivers. I was like, fella, I know you got 9 kids, but ain't most of them like in high school, nigga. I know tuition kind of expensive. I can understand you probably want the job back because tuition is high as hell. So that's probably why he took it. He's like, hey, I need a little extra bread in my pocket outside this little high school coach and shit. These kids do sensitive, damn it. I can understand if you want to get extra check because chicken expensive. Packers and the Broncos. Ooh, I'm going to Broncos. That's gonna be a good one. Titans and 49ers will go to 49ers. Saints and Panthers. The Panthers have a chance to get in the first place if they win. Take advantage of it, Panthers. I said y'all was my dark horse team. Make my dark horse win the division. Get it? I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Lions and Rams. This should kind of be the Sunday night game, but I'm gonna go with the Rams. That's gonna be a good one. And the Sunday nighter is a ill. Both I'm gonna skip. I might skip both these games. Sunday and Monday are kind of. You got the Vikings and the Cowboys. Ew. I guess I gotta see Jaden McCarthy go to Jerry Will. Okay. Um, Cowboys. And then we have the Dolphins and the Steelers. We had to rely on Miami to beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh in the cold. Fuck! Oh, what? Damn it, refs. Dolphins. Tua, you better bring yourself 3 extra blankets and 3 hand warmers. That bit is gonna be cold, snowy, and you better bring your earmuffs. For everybody going to the game, bring your hat, your earmuffs, your your scarves, your skull caps, your scullies, however you want to say it, your doggone face mask. Yes, you can wear both. You can wear both. Your big puffy jackets and your doggone long john sleeves and all that, and your leg warmers and hand warmers and gloves and an extra and probably something hot to drink. I don't know if we're gonna have nothing hot to drink. If you got a flask, put some hot tea in that flask, bruv. That's all I got to say. If you want to do that. And then Leon Slayer probably like, why would you say it like that, bruv? Because I had to. Anyway, that's all I mean real quick. As before I get in the MLB, before we get in the MLB, let me make a pitch. Let me make a pitch. Yo, Framber, Houston is not the same no more, man. They getting older. You got some new cast coming in, and you look like you need a nice home that could get you through the summertime. And why not the summertime? The Baltimore, baby. We got a big old polar bear out there, and we need a big arm in that rotation, and that has your name on it, my brother. You will be the ace of the squad, the number one guy, the great Gagoots. You'll be the number one guy that we've been needing. I wish we had Corbin Burns still, but it's okay. Still, Framber, think about it. Take a second. Look at our organization and see if you want to come to Baltimore, brother. We got that polar bear. We need to make another move, bro. We need to make another move. All right. Let's go to NBA. Let's talk about the NBA Cup that happened on the semis. Let's get to our semis. Let's get to that. All right, the Magic did come back and win 117 and 108. They basically won from the second quarter on. The first quarter was all Miami, then the rest of 3 quarters Orlando just took over. Desmond Bane, good grief, had 37, 6 boards, 5 assists. He went ham. Jalen Suggs, he had 20 pieces, 2 steals. Powell with 18 and 7 boards. Wendell with a double-double, 14 and 10. Anthony Black, 10 and 7 assists. Steal on the block. Tristan DeSilva had 11 and 7 on the bench. Okay. All right. On the other side of the Heat, Norman led the way 21-7 boards, 3 steals. Tyler Hero 20 points, 7 boards. He's glad he's back in the mix. Uh, Bam and Wiggins both had 19 each. Bam had 8 rebounds, 3 blocks in the steal, while Wiggins had steal and a block, repping the Mama Disciples. Davion Mitchell had 11 and 9 assists in the steal. Almost had a double double himself too. And Jaquez with 10 off the pine. Oh, all right, sublime. I hate those goofy chords. I'm glad I ain't got it for this game, but I hate those chords. You can make all the dramatic chords for the in season turn, but for one logo in NBA Finals, that's too much. Ugh. He will pay for this. I hope. Son of a bitch. Oh, that one irritated me. I was like, really? You can make the freaking that, but you can't make the daggone. You can't make the freaking logo and fuck. You got to AI that damn thing. That's the thing that irritates me the most. Ugh, you had to get bullied into that. Like, oh, you're a pansy. Anyway, Knickerbockers and Raptors. The Knicks are the only team on the road that can. Well, on this one, the next one, this one 117 to 101. Quarter number one was very competitive. Then the quarter number two, what in the Blue Blazers? Golly. 34 to 13. Golly. So it was 69 to 52 at the half. God damn. And then they just couldn't get out of there. Oh, she had no choice. Of course she's staying. This is a rookie year. Well, rookie contract. Ain't that like 3 years? I follow Angel Reese, but they said Angel Reese intends to return to the Sky. Like, okay, yeah, we've been in that. It's like a third year of the deal. It's like 2 or 3 years deal for the rookie deals. But whatever. I was like, we've been through that. All right. Thank you for letting me know that. We kind of been through that. Thanks. Jalen Brunson, though, led the way 35 points. He went off 13 and 19 from the field. Uber efficient, 6 and 9 from Curryland. He missed 2 free throws. He usually misses 1 or none. Boom! Get out of here. Josh Hart, 21.6 boards, 2 steals. Fill out the stat line as always. Cat, 14 and 16 rebounds, 2 blocks and a steal. Ooh, Cat, hey! Through 2. Mikal Bridges, 15 and 5 boards, 2 steals. OG. And Anunoby, 13 and 6 boards, 2 steals. Oh, hey! Hey! Clear it out. Jordan Clarkson, 12 off the pine, wrapping them out when the site was off there. Okay, Everwild, you'll move over you'll move from the Brooklyn to the New York. I'm tired of being in that Brooklyn environment. I need to go to the big boys. I need to go to the Garden. I ain't mad at you, bro. That's funny as hell. Brad Ingram went off 31.6 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals. Got him. Jamal Sheed, okay. 18 points, 8 assists, and a steal. Nice. Scotty Barnes, 13 and 5 boards, 2 steals. Jacoby Walter, 13 on the bench in 18 minutes. Jakob Pohl with 10 and 9 boards and 2 steals. Oh, damn, I'm going to have to burp. God damn. Excuse me. There it is. All right. Well, yeah, Knicks win. They go to the semis. Go to Vegas. Oh, okay. See, we dominate as always, and we emphatically won this one, 138 to 89. It got ugly. It got so bad that Caruso getting knocked down when he was down. Well, knocking down Chet when they're up 36. Made the score even worse, and they got to 49. And you know what's funny? I just found it funny that the center got knocked down by 2 guards. I'm like, and I saw a post that said Chet will give Shaq so many problems. I'm like, I mean, on the offense end, he'll stretch the floor out. I'll give him that. But on defense, Barbecue chicken alert. That's barbecue chicken. Now Chet will hang on him on the bounce. Like he will go up there and be up there with Shaq, but he needs to he would have to. It's no if there's a bus. He has to get a lot of muscle to at least hang with Shaq. Because if he can push over Chris Dudley, his big ass, and throw him on the floor, and he had to be like, what the fuck is your problem? If he could do that to him, what makes you think he will do to Chet or Wemby if they ain't got enough of them freaking LBs on their asses? What makes you think they gonna do? Ain't gonna need that much. So, yeah. So, that's the difference of the eras. Hey, difference of eras, man. That's all I gotta say. But, Hafoom! That shit out of here, Chet. I'm just being honest. SGA had 28 points in 26 minutes, 8 assists, 2 steals in the block. Niggas don't even play the fourth quarter no more, B. They don't even gotta play the fourth quarter. Nigga, Chad took off Dummy 24 points. Chad, yo, he took his shoes off on the bench, bro. That's insanely wild work. Damn, but that was insane. Yo, I ain't think he had it. I seen that. I was like, wait, this guy have slides on? I was like, hey, yo, that is wicked. That is wicked. Jada had 15 and 22 minutes, 5 boards, 5 assists, and a steal. Dort had 12. Yeah, Casey had 9. Yeah, it's just a balanced effort. Everybody got burnt. This how you know it's bad. Chris Youngblood got some burn. Yes. He got a lot of burn. He had 9 minutes. Almost 9.5 minutes. Damn. That's how you know it's bad. Carlson played the entire fourth quarter, had 11 points. So did Jay. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is beautiful. I finally have a team I can really love and watch. God, yo, this is beautiful. I'm like, I'm like cutting. I'm like cutting, man. This is beautiful. Dylan Brooks led the team in scoring again. 16 points. No bucket helps that out. Okay, Jordan Goodwin got a lot of burn. 15 points, 2 steals off the bench. Shout out to Jordan Goodwin. I ain't always gonna be a fan of bro. I don't care where he at. And Jamari Booyah. I'm in from the Bucks a little bit. He had 14 on the pond and 6 assists. Still in the block. He got some extra burn because they're getting their cheeks clapped. So that makes sense. And Grayson Allen. He got ejected for that. But he had 10 points before that. 4 assists and a steal. It was kind of a little frustrating because he did get knocked out earlier. I did see that by Chat, but it was kind of a little payback, but they're like, hey, you want payback? You down 35 plus. That's not the move, kid. Beat it. Get to the back. Get to the locker room. Yeah. Well, could have been worse. You could have gone to Vegas, got blown out like that. So be grateful for that. Spurs and the Lakers. Still no Wemby. But that ain't a problem for them Spurs boys because they have been holding it down without him, and they hold it down even stronger without him. And they go to Los Angeles and steal it on the Lakers. It was very high scoring. They just maintained the lead. They was up 9 at the first, and they just maintained throughout. Stayed up 30. He was up 13 and a half. Stayed 58, 12, and then they maintained it throughout. Up 15-16 in the end of the third, and they just kept maintaining throughout. So when it's 132 to 119, they had 7 guys in double figures. Stephon Castle led the charge, 30 points, 10 boards, 6 assists. De'Aaron Fox, 20 points, 2 steals. Keldon Johnson, 17, 8 boards and steal off the bench. Harrison Barnes, 16 to steal, 16 to steal. Rubbing the mom with disciples. Justice Champagne, or Julian Champagne, my fault. Julian, 16 to 7 boards, stealing a block. All right. Dylan Harper, 13 points and a steal off the bench. Luke Cornett, 10 and 8 boards in a block. Nice. And they was out there bouncing out. Barely balanced effort. All the bench points came from those three guys: Harper, Johnson, Shan, Penny. All of them came, all of them came from those three, except for 2 points from Olenek. Everybody else, yeah, everything else came from those three. And Vasil had 8, so he was close to getting the double figures, but he filled out the whole stat sheet: 5 assists, 4 boards, 3 steals, and a block. I don't mind that. All right. Yeah, that's it. As for the Lakers, there's a lot of weird talk about the Lakers. I don't like it. Luka, 35 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, a steal. Marcus Smart, 26 out the pine. Get Smart get Smart the 6-man burn. Good as he should. Bron had 19, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 blocks. Sheesh. Austin Reeves, 15, 8 boards, 7 assists, and a block. DeAndre 8 and 11 points, 8 rebounds, and a steal. We got Justice Lakers. Rich Paul confused the hell out of me. yo, Rich Paul confused the hell out of me. I was just scrolling on, I think, IG or Twitter, one of them devices, one of them things. I was just scrolling. And Rich Paul came up and he said, just because you won a championship with a team or multiple championships does not mean you're a championship winning organization. I had to sit there and I was like, wait, huh? I was like, huh? That confused the hell out of me. And then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. You're on the Lakers. Whoa, you're on the Lakers. This is the second most team, the second team that has the second most championships in the NBA history. And even recently, they won more recently for the Lakers, right? This decade, 2020. They won in the 2010s, the start of 2010. And they won in the 2000s. They won. They went to one in the 90s. They didn't win in the 90s, I don't think. Because 99, 2000 is kind of tricky. That could get tricky. Same with 09, 10, that can get tricky a little bit. Whatever. But, because it's like, in a decade, start of another, that type shit. But they won. They ain't won in the 90s. They won in the 80s a lot. I think they won a couple in the 70s, the early in the 70s. And they won one in the 60s. But they won and the one in the 50s too, Minneapolis. But this is one of the most winning franchises in NBA in the history of sports. And you're telling them that they don't know how to build a change in culture? I'm like, that's what it kind of feels like when he's saying it. I'm like, why are you saying this about the Lakers? You're acting like they're the Wizards. You're acting like they're Charlotte. You're acting like they're the Nuggets who just won recently. Like what? Why y'all like they're friggin' why y'all like their teams that they haven't won anything? Like, bro, you're on the Lakers. Oh, like, you're on the Lakers. Saying this as you're on the Lakers is kind of crazy to me because it's like you realize this is the Lakers. I know they don't have Jerry Buss. I know they have Genie and then the rest of the crew and Cups. But I know they have Genie in them. But like, this is the Lakers. This is the second will change your team in the NBA. I don't know. It just feels like they're trying to. It feels like Rich Paul's trying to advocate for Reese to be like Manu and come off the bench. I'm like, hold the fuck up. Like, what are you talking about? You want Reese to come off the bench and be your Manu? No, amigo. That's not gonna work. That's not how this gonna work, bro. Yo. Then he's trying to say that Manu came off the bench for Timmy and TP while he can run the bench. I'm like, this nigga don't understand the freaking context. They all were the same age. They're in the same age range. Timmy's probably the oldest out of them, but they're probably They're in the same age range. Let me look these niggas up. Let's look them up. Let's look each individual player up. Tim Duncan. Let's look up Tim Duncan. Let's look up Timmy Duncan. How old is he? Okay, let's look at Tim Duncan. He is he's 49 years old. So when he was in his prime, about 26, 27. Okay, he's 49. Tony Parker. Let's look at Tony Parker. This man had even Longoria and can't get no pussy. Goddamn. He's 43. He's the youngest. He's like the youngest one. He's a young bull. And Manu Ginobili. He's 48. He's a year younger than Duncan. So you're the OG. You want the young bull to come off the bench. You're not even thinking of the right scenario. You only look at the scenario because he's white. That's what it kind of feels like to me. And that's weird. Because I'm like, if LeBron was the same age, then you can make the same argument that you can make it like Ginobili. You can't make it the same way because Luka's the number one option. And he's 28. He's 26, 27. He's a couple years younger than me. One of those ages. Let's look at Luka. Let me look at Luka again because I forget his age. I know he's a couple years younger than me. I know that. But we're not that far apart. 26. Luka's 26. Okay, he's the young boy. He's the Tony Parker of this equation. Or the Tim Duncan. Well, or Tony Duncan, whatever. Let's look up Austin Reeves. How old is he? He's 27. And you want that 27-year-old to come off the bench? Logic. And look, LeBron's about to be 41 in 18 days. And you want the 41-year-old to start with Luka. You want the 27-year-old, the young bull, to be on the fucking bench and not put the 41-year-old on the bench? I'm just saying, your logic is kind of odd. I think it's because you want LeBron to get more. I'm like, bro, what? Oh, damn, I just looked this up too. Austin Reeves has a mild calf strain, so he'll be out a week. Oh boy, so there you go. Well, let's see how they do without him. So you had to fight through. It's weird. Like, what's with all these lower leg injuries in the NBA now, man? What's with all this? Like, a lot of calf strains, hammy pulls, adductors. It seems like this. What they do in training camp, bro? Because it seems like they're not getting them ready. It's not getting them ready. I don't know what it is. It seems like they're not getting ready, even though they're supposed to be ready in this playoffs or the regular season. I don't know. It's a lot of soft injuries they keep having. I don't get it. But yeah, but you want the 27-year-old to come off the bench. Like, at some point, bro, you gotta make that sacrifice. I know you sacrificing your points and your numbers and shit like that. But if you really wanna get to the next level, find yourself a guy who can be a 3 and you can come off the bench. I'm sorry. Like, cause it's kind of just getting weird. Cause it's like your team is good. Why are you trying to stir the pot up and make it weird? Cause the explanation of it just didn't make any sense to me. It's like this would have made only sense. It only made sense if LeBron was 27, 28. If he was Reezy, if he was 28, 29, 30 years old, at the most. If he was the same age when he went back to Cleveland and he had this, then I can understand the situation and say, yeah, do that. I could be a little understandable and see what his perspective is. But at this age, at this stage right now, way he looking right now, no, nigga, no. No. We need they need some depth and just find us a couple defenders. I think they got one or two on the bench, but depending on how they feel about it. And they got Marcus Smart. I think they need to let Vincent go because he does not bring anything to them. He doesn't really bring. I know he brings defense, but you got Smart for that. You can find someone else that can come out and help you out in the wing department because you need help on the wings to help them out. You got Hayes that can help out, back up Ayton. You just need to find someone else on the wing that can help out. Daily fantasy starter was there for you, but he ain't trying to daily fantasy start the bench. So that. So find that, man. Don't freaking put no Reeves on the bench. Even when he comes back, because he be back in a week, maybe 2 weeks. Don't put him on the bench. Don't do it. That would be weird. All right. Wizards play tonight. Oh boy. Wizards play tonight. Oh boy. Thank God we don't have 9 minutes of sports now. We ain't gotta be subjected to that crap. We gotta play the Cavaliers. Please don't lose by 25 or more. Good luck. Hornets and Bulls. If LaMelo's playing, I'm picking the Hornets. If he's not, I'm picking the Bulls. So I'm gonna go with. Oh, he's out. I'm gonna go with the Bulls then, because I got my fan. I got my warm-up teams. Sixers and Pacers. I'm gonna go with the Sixers. Pistons and Hawks. I'm gonna go with Detroit basketball. They try to get 20 wins. I'll go with them. Grizzlies and Jazz. Grizzlies. Mavericks and Nets. I'm gonna go with Mavericks. Wolves and Warriors. Curry's coming back tonight. I just thought that. Curry's coming back tonight. Let's get some Curry bombs. I'm gonna go with the Warriors because Curry's back. Curry bombs. You know, Curry. Okay, good. Everybody else is injured. That's he injured as hell. All right, well, let's go. That was just weird. I didn't get that. I was like, I don't even like that shit. I just saw it. I was like, it didn't make sense. I see what you're trying to go with the logic, like, but if they was in the same age range, Timmy and Tony, they only 6 years apart. Timmy's a year older than Manu, or they within like a few months of each other. Oh, Manu's 5 years older than TP. That'd be different, bro. That's different. If you want to use something like a hard example, I mean, not how you can't use that example because they were in the same age range too. They were drafted back to back to back, 3 years straight. You can't use those examples, bro. You can't use that. You can't. You can't. It does not compute. So, Reg Paul, please be smart, man. If your team's going good, the only thing you need to figure out is how can you get better yourself. And that is by not being complacent. Find a way to get comfortable. I had this debate in myself in my head. The most convoluted word or confusing word in the whole English language is comfortable. Because we told all us you gotta find comfort in what you enjoy, or find a way to get comfortable in your passions, find a way to get comfortable in your career, or whatever you, or get more money, or be financially more literate, or savvy, or find a way to get another one in the mix. But sometimes we run to a point where if you get enough or have enough or too much, then you can turn complacent. And sometimes that complacency it can bring a lot of comfort. I think that's why a lot of people say comfortable. And I think we need to make some changes and shit like that. They might need to change this approach up. I'll still do this, but I think the approach gotta be different. And I think if you want to approach it differently, you gotta go it at a uncomfortable weight instead of what you're comfortable with. But I'll leave that on as the cliffhanger of next season. So be well, stay safe, stay warm, survive the events, and if you're in Inglewood, find some snow so you can know how it feels to be cold in the East Coast and the Midwest. I mean, the southern states like Texas and them, man, they had snow and they like lost their minds. I know it's because my cousin said that when it snowed, everybody lose their minds. I was like, well, damn. It's like, it doesn't snow down there, which makes sense, but they know how it is. Now I don't know about Cali. Has it ever snowed in California? Let's look this up. Has it ever snowed in Cali? And I got an idea from my next. Okay, it has snowed in LA before. In 1949. Damn. Single record for LA is 2 inches. Ooh. Last trace of snow in downtown LA was 1962. Damn. Damn. Interesting. Well, let's look at other places in in that California region. When was the last time California? Not that. Not California in January. Let's see. Okay. Because it snows near San Gabriel in mountains in Sierra Nevada. Okay. When was the last time that happened? All right. San Diego had one in 1967. Okay. Last one for Sacramento. 2009 for Sacramento. And San Francisco last 1976. Hmm, nice. Okay. When was the last time snow in California? In the San Gabriel Mountain layered in December 2019. Fuck. I think I might have found where the origin came from. Fuck. Fuck. Damn it, snow. Cause snowfall in LA, yes. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Alright, fine. We'll end with that because this season right here, I don't know, it's been a weird one. It turned out alright, then it went sideways, then went another direction, and then we lost the plot for a bit. But if it can come back, oh boy, it can come back with a certain you forgot about me. No, I didn't. I truly did. You forgot the task. I didn't, man. It's been busy. It's just been a lot. You've been letting off. You've been letting off too easy. You're back in the chambers. No, the chambers. What are you talking about? What chambers? The ones I had on No Evil. Now, fuck. What the hell? You got a month to get this done. You better get it done or you're Got it. Good. Excuse me, big machine. The heck is this? My first task of the new season is, oh boy. Well, fellas, we got to get about here before we get stabbed by this monster. I mean, machine. Um, yeah. TTYL, I guess.